Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to do Vertax, and obviously this is extremely difficult, so I suggest that you learn pretty much all the tricks on our channel before, and make sure you know how to do vertical acceleration, so this. And you would want to do this in a very wide open area, obviously for the reason that you're going to be probably hitting stuff. And probably, if you're outside, I suggest you do this on grass rather than concrete, because if you drop the yo-yo, it's going to damage your yo-yo. Okay, so when you're starting out, you want to speed up your yo-yo pretty fast, and then put a loop on the yo-yo. So what you're going to do is similar to lantern, so you put like your dominant hand on the axle right, and then you lift it to the right or the left or whatever you want. Well, for Vertax, you're gonna lift it straight in front of you. So you're not gonna lay your stick across like you're going to lantern. You're just gonna keep it here, but make sure the tip of your stick is physically touching the axle. So you're gonna pull with your non-dominant hand. You're gonna pull up with that hand, and then you're gonna use your dominant hand that's on the axle to guide it up. And it's gonna go horizontal, or at least it should, like that. Once it's gone horizontal, you want to start rotating counterclockwise if you're right-handed, or clockwise if you're left-handed. And then your yo-yo should stay horizontal. If it starts tilting, it means you're not rotating fast enough. Okay? So make sure you practice that, and that you can hold it and keep it in the rotation for at least 10 seconds before you move on to the next step. So when you're doing Vertax, the yo-yo is going to want to turn if you stay in one position. So that's why we always are rotating. So it will rotate away from you, so the bottom will come towards you, and the top will rotate away from you if you just stand there. Actually, no, sorry, the other way around. The top will lean towards you, and then the bottom will rotate away from you if you just stay in one position and start doing Vertax, or you just hold it. So to correct that, you want to move to the opposite side so that the bottom is facing towards you and then the top is away from you. And then if you hold it here for a little bit and you're like speeding it up or rotating it, then it should start to correct itself towards you. So you always want to be away from the top, never towards the top. So if the top is leaning towards you, again, turn to the other side, and it should start to correct itself. And the yo-yo shouldn't really rotate if you're doing that correctly. So also be prepared to like hit yourself in the head a couple of times, because you probably will once you start moving to the next step. So once you can rotate around and keep it horizontal, you're going to learn how to speed it up, or like keep it in Vertax, I guess. So still with the loop on, do what you did to get started. You're going to raise it up. Once it's horizontal, you're going to bring your right hand around to the front of the yo-yo like, You're going to bring it to the front of the yo-yo like that, and then you're going to start whipping it back and forth. So let me do that again. So you're going to bring it up, and then you're going to put your hand in front of the yo-yo, and then start whipping back and forth. So you want to keep your string relatively tight, and your yo-yo shouldn't go that far from your front hand. So if you go too loose, it's going to go super far, and you might hit yourself in the head. So this is obviously where you're going to hit yourself a couple times. So you want to keep it kind of tight, but also not too tight, otherwise it's just going to look like this, and it's not going to be good. So make sure you're constantly rotating. You don't have to rotate that fast, just make sure you're always watching the tilt and correcting what you need. So obviously, if you stay in one position, it's going to start to tilt, so you got to go to the opposite side, so the top is away from you, rotate it back, correct yourself. So let me do the tilt again. So as you can see, the front is tilting away from me, or I'll do it like this. So it's tilting towards me, so you want to turn so it's away from you, and then hold it here, and the top will start to tilt back to you. So the top of the yo-yo will always tilt towards you. So if it's tilting like this, and you're facing it like this, you want to rotate to the other side, hold it here for a bit, and then correct yourself. So that's pretty much what you're going to do, rotating or with speeding it up. And it's going to take a long time. But definitely, you need to learn how to do that very consistently and be able to like correct it and hold it there for a long time before you even move on to any tricks at all. Because this is basically the same thing as like speeding up a yo-yo and like keeping it spinning. It's super crucial, and if you move on too fast, you're never going to learn how to do it properly. So make sure you get it down. You should be able to at least hold it in Vertax for at least 20 seconds before you move on. So while you're speeding it up, while you're whipping it, it will speed up. So you don't have to worry about it slowing down. And yeah, make sure you're holding it like at head height. Your yo-yo should be at head height. Your left arm, or non-dominant, should be way above your head. And yeah. So one one tip I have, I guess. So when we're teaching yo-yo, you want you to, like, when you're doing regular, you always want to keep it on the same vertical plane, right? You want to move it up and down or left and right, but you never want it to move front to back, right? Because then it starts tilting. So it's the same concept for Vertax. So, but this time since it's horizontal, you want it to move front and back and left and right, but you don't ever want it to move up and down, because then it'll start tilting and it'll fall off. And because gravity obviously pulls things down, this is why you always have to keep the yo-yo in motion. So you always want to be speeding it up or like swinging it around. That's why, like, when people are doing Vertax, they like never stop, and then the yo-yo will always be moving, because otherwise it's just gonna fall and it'll stop spinning. So this is especially crucial when you're learning tricks, because a lot of the tricks will start moving the yo-yo around a lot, and you need to keep it relatively horizontal and not moving up and down, otherwise it's gonna fall. So a good example of this is suns, or like the sun with the jump. So if you're doing suns, you want it to keep, like, you don't want it to move up and down too much. You want to keep it horizontal as much as possible. Especially if you're going to jump over the sun. In that instance, you want to jump as high as you can. And we'll get to that later. But you always want to keep it as horizontal as possible, never up and down. Okay, so the last thing I'll teach is how to do a stall. So this is like the most basic trick. And usually it's just you just use it to like hold the yo-yo a bit, so you don't have to keep on rotating it. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring the yo-yo around to the outside of your right hand, or dominant hand, and then it should unloop the yo-yo, and then you swing to your left side. So you're literally just unlooping the yo-yo while in Vertax, and kind of just swinging it to your opposite hand. So you're speeding up, and then you're going to swing it to the left side. And there should be no loop anymore. It should be off the string, and then you're going to swing it back and forth like this. Now, you want to keep it swinging as much as possible. You don't want to hold it for too long, or it's going to start tilting. You can do this for pretty long, but it'll take some practice. Now, to get out of it, you can just re-loop it like that. And you're just letting it go around to the outside of your right hand again. So you see here, around to the outside, and catch it, and you start shooting it. So you're physically unlooping the yo-yo, and then re-looping it. So practice that too. It's pretty crucial for learning tricks, and it'll be useful. But that's pretty much the basics for Vertax. So yeah, I'll follow up with tricks later.